Right. This message is going out to you, Patrick. Mike's is Patrick, yeah? This is me, Big James, yeah? I seen a WhatsApp a while ago that you made there. You were talking to Bernie and Ellen's fellas on it there, yeah? About agreements that was made with my nephew, Francis Lungfla Thomas, yeah? Well, I was the man that sorted that out, yeah? And this is the agreement that was made. The agreement was made for John young fellas to do their thing and Francis fellas to do theirs. There was no agreement made for Francis Thomas not to come into that site. Because I'm the fella that made the agreement. I made it. Francis fellas to get on and do their thing and John's fellas to do theirs. He was paid for the car, yeah? £2,000, yeah, that John gave for the car that was broke, and the fella, Thomas, his brother Thomas, my nephew Thomas, gave another £2,000 to his brother that squashed that, yeah? That's exactly what happened, yeah? Now you're on the phone there to Ellen Jungfellas, whatever the story is there, yeah, you're going back and forward. I'm not talking about Ellen Jungfellas, I'm talking about myself, and I'm talking about my young fellas, yeah? It seems to me, Patrick, that ye seem to be happy what happened to the young fella, yeah? Because I didn't hear one of ye, I never heard one word from none of ye. You said you don't talk to them, well that's good enough, you don't talk to them. And at the tape a minute ago you said you had no issue with the young fella, yeah, you do talk to them, yeah? Well, it seems like you must have some kind of issue, Patrick, with him, because you never even rang to see was he dead or alive. None of ye, not one of ye, had a bit of own nature to ring, yeah? John is no better, yeah? Because John's little young fella, Lars Merson Portal Michael, yeah, was killed with a stab of a knife, yeah? His own brother Thomas, Lars Merson the poor young fella, he was killed with a knife, yeah? And then his son went along then with a fisherman's knife and come up behind our young fella and stabbed him twice. Well, that doesn't sound real nice to me now, Patrick. That doesn't sound real something that was fair, yeah? Because John has never done talking about his young fella's boxing, so I mean, Francis, our young fella, they wasn't going to kill one out in the sight, yeah? Now, he's my nephew, yeah? Any trouble he gets into, yeah? I get into, yeah? I stand with him, yeah? And so does my young fellas, yeah? We stand with him. We don't change. We don't turn coats. I heard you saying there a minute ago to Bernie's young fellas, yeah? Don't really care what you said to Bernie's young fellas, so it doesn't concern me. We've no issue with Bernie's young fellas. We talk to them, yeah? But I heard you saying one thing a minute ago then about, yeah, if you come into the site, yeah, you're standing with John, yeah? But if John goes outside the site, whatever happens to him, you don't care, yeah? I don't know what kind of statement, Patrick, that didn't make any sense to me. John is your uncle, man. So bear him outside the site, but don't touch him inside the site. So you're not making any sense, Patrick, what you're talking about, yeah? Now, I'm only making it very, very clear, yeah? I'm not happy. My young fellas is not happy, yeah? I'm making it very clear, yeah? What happened to my nephew. That's my sister's young fellas out on the site, and he was done wrong, yeah? And that's not going to be in it. If John thinks and the young fellas are going to keep slagging and slagging and slagging and getting away with it, it's not happening, yeah? Unfortunately, this is what is after coming to. Now, as you said earlier on there, about something about an agreement that was made with a few of us over talking to Bernie and Ellen's fellas. Obviously, it's Huz or Patrick and Bernard's young fellas, or whoever's talking to Bernie and Ellen's young fellas, yeah? Right. We didn't make any agreement with Bernie and Ellen's young fellas, because we talked to them. We had no reason to make any, there was any agreement. I was the man went out to Bernie's camp. I went out of it, yeah? And I had a chat with Bernie McDonough, and I had a chat with them young fellas out there, and I said, the trouble is going on too long. I said, with ye and John, you're living in the one old town, and I said, is there any way, look, from both sides, ye, let John do his thing and his young fellas, and I said, ye do your thing, and I explained the same to John, yeah? And that's the way it was going. That's the whole story. I don't know what else, who promised anything else, there was nothing else promised. I explained to the man the best way I could, Bernie McDonough, and the young fellas. They didn't want no more trouble, they wanted to let it go, yeah? I explained the same thing to John. I said, John, you're living in the town, you have two old young fellas. I said, this trouble does not benefit no one. That was the whole story, yeah? I don't know what other agreements you're talking about. There was no any issue with anybody for any other agreements, yeah? But when you make an agreement, Patrick, you got to stick to it, yeah? Now, John made an agreement with me in that site, yeah? For Francis fellas to do their thing and his fellas to do theirs. Keep away from one another, yeah? Now, I brought Thomas into that site, yeah? A couple of months ago again, when we were coming back from England, he was in that site. He was around that site, yeah? There was no issue that time, yeah? He was in that site once or twice after that, and there was no issue, yeah? He might have been down the bottom of the side, I don't know what part of the side here, but with the day he came with me, Patrick, he was up at the top of that site, yeah? And he went into his mother and father's, and there was no issue, yeah? How come this issue come up over, we know what the issue is, because he said he was calling John names, yeah? All right, the young fella did call John names at the time, but there was names getting called from both sides, yeah? But even calling names, does that mean you get a knife, yeah, and try and murder, not try and hurt somebody, yeah? He tried to murder that young fella belonged to Francie, yeah, and Michelle, and that's supposed to be good, yeah? That was a good thing he done, yeah? So if John, you're listening to this, I'm telling you the truth, John, yeah, and your young fellas, yeah, we're not happy. Yeah, there's no rogues here. Yeah, we're not happy.
And we're not letting it go.
We're not jumping in and out. We don't jump in and out. We help and we don't help, yeah? We help. That's my nephew and I'll help him. I'll die for my nephew, yeah? And he'll do the same for us, John, yeah? We don't roll. We're not friends today and we fall out tomorrow and we jump off the wagon, we jump on the wagon. We don't do that, yeah? If we're in a row, we're in a row, yeah? And as far as I'm concerned, as I said a minute ago, that's my nephew, yeah? I'll back him 100%, yeah? And so will my young fellas, yeah? There's no more blackguarding and pulling bread and you should have more cop on, John, yeah? One is your son. You should have corrected that, John. And these tapes now that we're making wouldn't come to this. This is what is after coming to you. Because you didn't correct your son for driving a big dagger, yeah, into his own old cousin that he's reared all his life with. You wouldn't fucking do it to a dog, yeah? And then not a phone call from no one about him, yeah? Never asked was the old young fella dead or alive. Not that the young fella wanted a load of calls off you, he wanted nothing. But at the end of the day, he's my nephew. If I never talked to him, yeah, and he got stabbed like that, I'd like to know. I wouldn't like to hear that he was dying. I'd like to know what's going on with him. But that wasn't the situation with G. I'm very surprised with a good few ye out on that site, yeah? That's what I have to say now, yeah? And that's the end of it. And that's the agreement that was made, yeah? Because I'm the man that made it, yeah? With John. The same with a bit of an issue that happened in Coventry, yeah? I made an agreement with John, with my fellas, yeah? You do your thing, let them do theirs. And we stuck to that. But John, you didn't stick to yours. Or your sons didn't. They done a snaky old act and they stuck up behind the young fella, yeah, and stabbed him twice into the guts,
and
yeah?
in the more signed Chester for the murder.
And listen to me for a minute. Look, it's not happening, yeah? In the story, yeah? You know the situation now. That's the situation, John, that you're in, yeah? He stabbed the young fella, yeah?